the very dynamic, the amazingly talented Shruti Haasan. Hello.
Thank you so much for that lovely introduction, and thank you for having me.
So pretty seeing you with the red to pinnal, just like I was telling you.
It's very convenient, and in Visha, I learned that apparently your hair grows better and longer if you do this. So I started doing it again.
So our schools were right all the while, is it? Oh my good Lord.
It did, for all of three, I had this look, and then they just modify it like this. And actually, my hair grew very long after that movie. I should have done the math.
I actually did notice your hair in some close-up shots, and it looks really thick and all that. I was like, that's some good hair back in the film. It's such a pleasure talking with you, Shruti, and it's very nice to see you active. You keep yourself so engaged with all the quarantine stress that we're all going through. How are you coping? Tell us about that.
First, I want to say that there is an overarching, frustrating feeling that there's nothing we can actually do. The thing that we're supposed to do is stay inside. So given those circumstances, what is the best I can do? It's not easy every day. Some days I wake up and I'm like, and then I have to be like, no, I'm thankful. I'm positive. Wow. I have a house to sleep in. I have food. And then you think about the plight of people there. And I think gratitude is, for me, the constant running theme of this quarantine. And it's really got me to think about what kind of artist I want to be, what kind of person I want to be. What can I do when I come out that can, make me feel better about anything that I do, even in the smallest way?
That was so deep. You said it very simply, but I think it comes from a very deeper sense. And, seeing your quarantine posts, they're all very happy. They're all very positive. And I can see a lot of cooking happening. Yeah. Are you always this an amazing cook?
Amazing. Neenga saaptu paakala. You haven't tasted it, so maybe
romba nalla irukka. It looks very exotic also. All of that is very healthy also.
Exotic. That's what the other day I put up this Thai coconut milk dessert. And my friends called me saying, where did you get the supplies? And I was like, listen, it was in the back of my fridge. Okay. Yesterday I could get jackfruit raw at Tamil and
Palaparam.
So that I got the raw one. So I was like, okay. Let me try. But I think cooking brings me lots of joy. Idhukku munnadi I used to cook for my friends. Especially in Bombay, they'll be like, Shruti, can we come over for sambar? Vatta korambu. I make vendaka korambu, very poondu korambu, vatta korambu, then sambar, urlakangu poriyal, ghost poriyal. I make like really well for my friends. Okay, can we come on Sunday to eat? Now I am able to cook. There's something weird about cooking for yourself, eating by yourself, and enjoying yourself. The only thing is, at the same time I serve myself, I'll serve my cat her fish food also. We are eating together. But my connection with food has become very deep.
Okay.
And it's almost, the irony is not, fallen upon deaf ears when I'm realizing that I'm sitting here connecting with food, eating by myself, and there are people, literally, I live in an area called Lokanwala in Bombay. Konjam munnadi poningana flyover adilala, they are sleeping, the migrant workers. So the whole situation is very surreal.
It is. And I think I see you actively participating in a lot of events as well online, right? And you're reaching out to people, helping people. Recently I saw a video of yours in which you had given your voice against domestic violence, right? What do you have to say about that, Shruti?
So basically, when the lockdown first started, I realized, okay, I have my housework. I need some sense of schedule. So let me start doing, okay, what do I care about? How is everybody feeling? As I was talking to my friends, I realized different people are having different experiences. So I started with 7 women, and the women who inspire me, and each of them speaking about a different topic. So the first was about using this time with a friend of mine called Tamara. She actually used to be my publicist. And one day she woke up saying, I don't want to do this. எனக்கு இந்த வேலை பிடிக்கல. which
Okay.
maybe for me 5-6 years ago was like unbelievable to even comprehend, that you can have the courage to take a break and restart your life. And that is something I actually did now today, so I value what she did even more. So I asked her, because maybe this is a time for people to reassess. Kirpi, when we're coming out, is that the kind of Shruti I want to be? Is that the kind of job I want to have? Is that the kind of whatever? So one was a mum, because I know a lot of mothers are finding this time difficult because they don't know what activities to give their kids who can't go out. One was about body image. Me and Tamanna, who's also an actress in the same place, spoke about body image, creativity, all of that. Finally, I ended with an amazing writer who was basically, talking about journey of art and how art has helped her make difficult decisions in her life. And that can be anything for you. So when I started talking to these women, I realized that there are so many things now is the time I can sit and think about things that are beyond me, out of me. Because right now, it's just me and my cat in my house. So it's making me think outside of myself for the first time. And I realized when I was talking to people that I must raise my voice about the people going through suicidal depression at this point, anxiety, women who are suffering extreme domestic violence, because these women who are maybe suffering 4 hours of a beating are now suffering 12 hours of a beating. So we are not even comprehending these things. So I don't know how much of a difference I can make, but I think the first difference is always by even just speaking about it.
Absolutely. And, I think like you pointed it out, when an influencer like you speaks about it, there are so many more
Influencer,
people.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
So more people are going to be, watching it, and I think that itself we should be aware for others. Even if we are not going through that, we should be aware for others is a
Yeah.
point that came out in that video, and I think that was brilliant as well. So was there one thing that you realized about your own self during this quarantine? Because so many, like you said, alone with our thoughts. Was there something that surprised you about yourself?
I don't know if it was surprising, but I've been working for a long time to get to this place. People like my father have advised me, some of my friends have advised me. There was a time I was running around like a headless chicken, achieving goals, yes, granted, but those goals were not set by me. So the success didn't feel like mine. I felt disconnected from my own work and life, and that was a very bad feeling. And I had certain ways of thinking and living, habits that I wanted to change to get to this place. So before the quarantine itself, I had started spending time with my own thoughts. And the good thing for me is the uncomfortable thoughts got over before quarantine. I've been in
Okay.
therapy. I'm a big propagator of therapy. I've been in therapy for 2 years, 2.5 years now, where I was able to discuss with a trained professional these thoughts which I was not able to cope with myself and I did not want to share with my friends or family. And we all have that because we don't want to either burden them, or we don't know if they'll be offended, or we don't know if we should be allowed to feel that way. So I feel like a lot of self work, a big chunk of it was done. So this quarantine has been me falling back in love with myself and loving my company very much.
Oh, what you said is so deep. Falling in love with ourselves takes a lot of maturity, Shruti. I mean,
Yeah,
it really does,
it's
Yeah, it
been
does.
it's been a wonderful experience for me.
Right, right. It's brilliant, and it gives me so much warmth. I want to reach out and give you a hug right now, a virtual hug, because you because you just spoke about yeah, to you too, and because you just spoke about something. To say that I've been to therapy and I've been there for 2 years takes a lot of courage. You
Does
come
it?
to a stage where you can, yes, yes,
Okay.
even now. So I'm sure you've put those thoughts at rest. You're at peace with yourself, which is why you're able to talk about it today,
Yes.
with so much courage, right? So
Yes.
for so many people out there who want to take that first step, trust me, this is going to be such a game changer. When they watch a person like you, telling them, I can be vulnerable too, so somebody doesn't feel so bad.
But people don't understand, Ma, that vulnerability is strength.
Right, right. They
Vulnerability
do.
is strength. The greatest
Right.
strength is vulnerability. So I don't feel afraid of that. Crying is powerful. Feeling an emotion deeply is important. So vulnerability is strength, I believe. Over time, that's what I realized. Because I feel I spent the initial part of my life pretending to be grown up and strong. Then I realized growing up means that you haven't gotten there yet is the realization that you've gotten.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. And I should tell you, I've become a fan of your hula hoops, man. Like, how do you just do it?
I did. நான் சத்தியமா நான் எதிர்பார்க்கல. Listen, I was cleaning my house and this hula
Uh,
hoop is actually what you can connect and make together.
oh,
So
okay,
it's
okay.
lying in separate pieces behind some clothes.
Okay.
So I didn't even know I had bought it 100 years back or gifted எனக்கு சத்தியமா I
Wait,
don't
don't
remember.
tell me you're not trained in that itself, huh?
I did it last time when I was 12.
Thank you very much. No, but otherwise I would have felt like, what? No, this is...
No, I did it. I used to do it religiously when I was 12 or 13. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then I found this and I reconstructed it. And it just came back, I guess it's like that. But I used to be much better at it. Like I could do it on my arm, and I could do 2 of them. And I
This
was
itself looks pretty effortless for somebody who's tried it. Only if somebody tries a hula hoop, you understand how finicky it is, and it doesn't sort of listen to you
But it's
the way it
the
was listening to
core
you.
exercise. That and doing the sweep, mopping the floor. And not like fancy
No.
Angrezi mopping. No. Getting down, குனிஞ்சு தரைய நல்லா தேய்ச்சிட்டு பண்றது. Yeah, it's the best workout.
Lovely. That was so nice. Anyway, so, if you're actually okay, can we play like a quick this or that game?
Please,
Yeah?
please. Of course.
Okay, so this is going to be like all over, okay? No one particular area and all that.
Yes.
If you're ready. Stage or studio?
For what? Singing.
It just it's top of your mind. Is it the stage where you feel in your element, or is it a studio?
They are different. A
Yeah,
different side
absolutely.
comes out. Yeah.
So
I think I would prefer to go to the studio first.
studio, okay, studio first, and then the stage. Okay, here's a lighter thing: ice creams or cakes?
Ice cream first. I can't do cake without ice cream.
Oh, okay, so ice creams.
Ice cream or whipped cream?
Oh, ice cream or whipped cream, is it? Okay. Black or white?
Black.
Any day.
நான் white போடுறதே இல்ல actually.
I saw like all of your clothes and
I'm
what
very
you're wearing
nervous
right
about
now.
wearing white.
Okay.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't feel comfortable in it.
Okay, so it's black.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Which is your first love, music or acting?
Expressing myself is my first love. However it happens to come out.
Okay.
I think I express myself differently. I think I have more courage and clarity in musical expression than I do in acting. I'm still learning a lot of things about myself as an actor. But I think musical, I'm இன்னும் கத்துட்டு இருக்கேனா, but I feel that there's a fearlessness in my musical expression that I still don't have in my acting.
Okay, so it is expressing yourself in any way. Right. Cats or dogs?
Cats. Dogs, animals both, but I have my cat who's sleeping and ignoring me now, but cats.
Yeah, they have so much of an attitude.
எனக்கு அவங்க nature பிடிச்சிருக்கு. Lots of people don't like a cat's nature. I like it because I think even in people, ரொம்ப easy பக்கத்துல பாசமா இருக்கிறவங்க எனக்கு பிடிக்காது.
Oh, okay. So cats.
People who are always there, maybe even just on the side, but love you is very valuable to me.
Nice. Okay. So here's a tough one. Nayagan or Devar Magan?
Devar Magan.
Why?
Because I was more part of the journey. When Nayagan was being made, I was like a chukku baby. But like Devar Magan, I remember being on the set. That's why I'm choosing it. That's number one, for a personal level. Also because I know how much it meant to Appa to be working with Shivaji Tata, as I call him. So that, as well as I feel that Papa had a lot of career-changing creative inputs in Devar Magan. Yeah.
Okay, for those reasons. All right. Would you rather dress up in a ball gown or a jeans and tee? Which is close to your heart?
Depends on the occasion.
It does, but you would feel that, okay, Shruti looks amazing. You would have like a personal favorite, I'm sure.
A ball gown.
A ball gown.
I'm one of those people, that day I wore a nice, lovely, sexy, backless dress at home for myself in quarantine.
You like to dress up and play.
எனக்காக தான் dress பண்றேன்.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And to all the men, I think we need to say, when they say,
women do not dress up for men. Women dress up for other women.
High five. High five there. All right. Sunrise or sunsets?
Sunset.
All right. So commercially successful movies or critically acclaimed movies, which one would you like to be part of?
The best of both worlds.
Why choose one?
I choose.
Okay. So
But
which
I
one
do
do you
feel
think?
that
Uh,
it's like the grass is always greener on the other side. Critically acclaimed actors may be like, but I have this, but then they might want the stardom.
True.
People who've experienced great stardom are appreciated and loved, but maybe they're like, despite this, they're a star. So I think the best of both worlds is the sweet spot everybody wants.
Exactly. And it's the very thin line to tread and it's so difficult, right?
Yeah, it's very difficult for me, especially because I'm always on the commercial side.
Right. Which one do you find challenging to do? Is it comedy or is it the intimate sequences? Emotionally, which one takes a lot from you?
Intimate or like, do you mean intimate as in physically intimate with somebody else?
Physically intimate or, yeah, physically intimate and stuff like that? Or is it the comedy?
Comedy is always the toughest thing.
Okay, okay. So would you choose if
Comedy is difficult.
okay, so if it was emotional scenes versus comedy, then which one would you choose?
Comedy is still difficult.
Difficult, okay,
Even in
okay.
life, it's fun. It's harder to crack a good joke than it is to start crying.
And to start crying
Comedy
straight.
is always difficult.
Difficult. Right. Which one would you, watch at a first go? Like animation or horror?
Animation.
Yeah? No
Yeah.
horror?
I have a very overactive imagination. I'll very, very honestly tell you guys that எனக்கு வந்து இன்னமும் darkness பயம் தான். Because my imagination is so active, I can start seeing visuals. I remember I saw one of my favorite movies is Signs by Manoj Naik Shyamalan, but there's one shot of the alien where he turns like that, and for 3 weeks I just kept seeing the alien everywhere and the darkness and the shadows. So I stopped watching horror films unless it's highly like cinematically acclaimed, because I feel horror is the best genre if you get it right. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
Otherwise,
animation.
எனக்கு animation ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். I
Which
love
are your
that.
favorites? Which are your favorites? Like some.
Lots. I love Japanese animation. So I really
Okay.
love this series called Arjin, Demi-Human. I love it.
Okay.
I love all the Pixar, Disney animations. I loved Inside Out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Where
one
they
of my
talk about
favorite.
emotion.
Even
Yeah.
even in writing, I think it's like genius. Lots of people look at animation and say it's kids' movies. They're not. It's like so deep and sensitive. Up again, beautiful. Wall-E, stunning. I love dystopian animation like Love, Sex and Robots. If people haven't seen it, is like amazing. I love Rick and Morty. I love BoJack Horseman, which is adult animation, adult stories told in animation. By that I mean like fully grown up, deep, emotional, wry sense of humor, but through. So I'm like, don't even get me started on animation. I'm obsessed.
Okay, that's like a sweet spot for sure. All right, so here's another difficult one. Which one is your favorite to watch?
Say hi, Clara.
Hi. She actually said hello. Well, tell me how. I'm glad. I feel very fortunate right now because cats don't even care.
She's a good girl. Yeah, sorry.
Yes, yeah, I don't know. So which one do you, when you watch it, that makes you go in awe? Is it to see your appa's dance, or is it to watch him speaking in Tamil?
More than awe when he speaks Tamil, it's confusion because I do not understand his level of Tamil. I have to be honest. And I think the reason why Tamil is not as strong as it should be, it's not so precise, is because it felt like trying to understand Shakespeare to me. So it was so complicated for me to understand. And I just always felt like that I was terrible at it. So I actually worked very hard to, be very precise and proper with my English vocabulary. Because I was like, நான் English medium schoolல இருக்கேன் ஏதாவது கொஞ்சம் சரியா பண்ணிக்கிறேன். So I would say that I try to compensate with my Hindi and my English vocabulary. So in awe, I would definitely say is dance. Tamil, அப்பா பேசுற தமிழ் எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும், but I don't understand it. A lot of the times, Appa will say a poem or he'll say, you're not a speech party, Shruti. I'll be like, can you explain what it is? Because it just goes over my head. And people might say, how can you be Kamal's daughter, no, Kamal Hassan's daughter, not Tamil? But I don't. It's a part of my truth. It was very intimidating for me to understand that level of Tamil. And I was in an English medium school. I remember Tamil was my third language, and I had like Ammavum, Agilabum, Kanvilithanar, kind of ended. So for me, my Tamil is what I'd learned actually after I was 18, 19. I never even spoke Tamil much till then.
Your thinking still happens in English, but when your speaking happens in Tamil, right?
So when I do now a Tamil, Telugu or Hindi film, I precisely start to make the effort to think in the language.
Okay.
Because it changes my body language. It changes my reactions. So I try not to think in English. It sounds strange, but it's really, really hard not to instantly think in the language that you're comfortable in. So definitely his dance, because I think he made dance very masculine yet graceful. And as a person who loves dance myself, I would say to achieve that quality, especially in a dance form such as Bharatnatyam, which is quite effeminate in its root body postures, is brilliant. So I'm very much in awe of his dance.
Absolutely. I mean, like, effortless or dance,
And masculine.
And masculine, exactly. It's absolutely right. So he was able to strike that balance. And adhe mari, Kamal sir Tamil pesinalume, I wonder, how does he come up with those words first and then say them in such a nanosecond gap? Does he think like that? Such effective words. Such effective words.
He introduced me to a way of thinking which really changed my life, called lateral thinking. So he doesn't think linear. He thinks laterally, and that helps a lot.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So those must be, like the conversations you have, right? So, Insta or Twitter?
Insta.
Okay. And if it had to be short hair or long hair?
Short.
Ah, okay. Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Yeah. Lovely. So if there is one thing that, Appa gets really worried about Shruti doing, what would that be? Does he
losing my temper?
Okay. So he reminds you occasionally about that. Does he get worried about it?
No, I can be very blunt. More than temper, because I've controlled my temper over the years. In fact, his nickname for me is Satakopa, which finds its etymological roots in Satagopan. So it's like, yes. So he thought I was an angry kid as well. It's not like an adult trait. I had a short temper even as a kid. So that's one thing he's constantly told me about my temper. So now what has happened is the temper has tempered itself and turned into a very brutal truth. So now with a very calm demeanor, I say exactly what I'm thinking, which also I'm learning to tone down.
Like diplomatically,
No, I can't be very diplomatic. I feel sometimes that diplomacy is on a thin line between honesty and dishonesty. Silence is the best option.
Oh my God, that's so difficult to practice, right? When you want to say something and then you have to swallow it, like, okay, you'd rather be quiet at that place, is it?
Better. Silence is really a virtue in some situations.
Okay. So you've also collaborated with Rahman sir. You've actually done a song. You want to tell us about that particular number?
I'm a big fan of Rahman sir. Really, really big fan of his. And I mean, when I was growing up, there was Roja and all of that. But I remember the soundtrack that changed. I used to be only listening to Kurt Cobain and, rock and roll or like English music. And the thing and old stuff, Raja sir, MSP sir, because of my parents, R.D. Burman. I didn't have a favorite. The favorites were passed down. I remember listening to the soundtrack of Rangila and it completely changing what I thought music is supposed to sound like in Hindi and in Hindi words, It was very, very amazing. So I became a fan then. I used to go to school in Ambassador, and that tape, I think they had to buy it for me 3 times because the tape broke, because I would rewind and listen so many times. And then I think one of my all-time favorite soundtracks is Dil Se. It's really one of my, in terms of soundscape and sound design and usage of voice and usage of music, I think Dil Se is very powerful. So I've been a very, very big fan of his, always. Um, when he called me to sing for the first time ever was for the Semmolli. So
Okay.
I went there nervous as ever, not knowing what to expect. And what I found was a very nice, humble, brilliantly talented, quick, and fun gentleman who I didn't expect. Like, he is really someone who is very, when people say you are spiritual, I genuinely think he's very spiritual. And that's why he makes the music he makes, because his understanding of how to interact with human beings is very gentle and beautiful. So, not only am I a fan of his music, I'm a big fan of his personality, especially how he is with his family. These are all beautiful qualities. So if Rahman sir says, Shruti, I need you to go at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and sing in Andheri station, for me, I'll do it. Anything for him. Just such an honor to be a part of anything he does.
Absolutely. And this, the lyrics also are so positive. And when I heard it, there was like a lump in my throat because it's something, it's an emotion that
It's the
all of us are
way
going.
the way he writes, no, how he uses the words and music is really beautiful.
It's brilliant. So that hum haar nahi manenge,
Yeah,
that's
we will
the
not
tag.
accept defeat or we will not succumb is in itself
Yes.
such a
Yes.
nice line.
It's a beautiful line. You think you can sing a couple of lines for us if you remember that? Do you?
I have only one line in that song,
One.
Ma.
What do
हम
you think you can?
हार नहीं मानेंगे हम हार नहीं मानेंगे and then everybody sings.
Oh, so nice. And that was like so quick. And it's like, you're singing for all of us today because that's the emotion that we all
No,
have in
I
this.
just had that one line. I'm so happy to sing it for them answer.
It's absolutely brilliant. So here's the last thing I want to ask you. Is there something that you have taught Kamal sir recently?
I don't teach him anything, ma.
Something at all. Like, sometimes, what's trending right now? Appa, would you have
See,
had a conversation at all?
he's not, I don't think,
Something that you
no.
would have let go.
I can introduce him to things, but I can't teach him anything, no.
For example, like a trend, a popular trend which is catching up, or you
Does
don't.
he look like somebody who's affected by trends?
No, he is like timeless. If there's
He is only
something
one trend.
eternal.
So,
Yeah.
அவர்கிட்ட போய் trend காமிக்க தேவையில்ல. Yeah.
Okay, so nothing like that, like particular TikTok video that you would have done. Pa, you know what I'm doing on TikTok or something like that.
No.
Okay, lovely. So thank you so much,
My pleasure.
Shruti, for interacting with us. Okay, and I love your makeup skills. I saw your video with Prakriti the other day.
Thank
Okay,
you.
correct அந்த lens முன்னாடி அந்த makeup போடுறதே ஒரு தனி திறமை I feel. And get it right without seeing. That was actually a very lovely video. And last thing before we sign off, one thing that I feel that you're amazing at. How do you handle trolls? Like you need to be really really strong on one side. How do you do this with them? Like you want to give it back, right them, or in the night before you go to sleep, does it work you up? Something they said.
So, I'll be honest with you, I don't have that many trolls. I've had a spike in troll behavior at certain points. For example, when I was doing the Telugu version of Prema,
Okay.
that time people took it upon themselves to say you mustn't. But I had my paycheck, I had a lovely co-star, I had a lovely director, I was going to do the movie, I was going to do my best. My focus is on that. I would say that any kind of this troll behavior now has a voice. It has a voice and it has a very wonderfully veiled, electronically veiled voice. Abrin Salala. But the world has time immemorial been full of people who pass comments on things that do not concern them. And that is a habit I've tried to eradicate from my own life. And therefore, one step of eradicating it is not to give it power when other people are behaving that way. And when it comes to social media, I've chosen very specifically to use it for the good, to use it as a medium for me to express things that I don't have to be dependent on others to put across what it is. And when you do that, you should be ready to accept that there will be people who accept you. And when they accept you, it's really nice. And there'll be people who don't. But that's even in life, not just social media, right? So if you're going to be a person who cares about what other people think, I would say that's not a good habit because it hampers your own growth.
Okay, I'm sure the people who are watching it will take that pretty seriously because every woman goes through that in her own small way. You being a star,
That's why
doing a
I
lot of
put
it.
up that post that day saying, hey guys, 1 second. This is what I want to say. I don't want to say, you shut up. No, that's not the solution. No. If I can change an opinion, I have achieved more than asking someone to shut up. Definitely.
Right, right. Absolutely. Thank you, Shruti, for being so patient, and you were such a sport. And
Pleasure.
thank you for really being, what do I say, for getting so much of positivity into our lives. Okay, for those
My,
of them
no,
watching
no,
you,
thank you.
you
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. I had a great time speaking with you. You've made my day because, we're also working from home under
Right.
really different circumstances.
It's
And
strange for everyone. Yeah.
it is, it is. Right? So, you brought in a lot of warmth and brightness to my day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Thank
yes,
you.
just before I sign off, let me tell you guys, Shruti in her own way is doing so many things. And if you think you also care, of course, there's a QR code right here. Do click on that and make a contribution, and let's help our COVID warriors, the front runners. Thank you, Shruti Haasan.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I am Stuti. You of course know me as Superwoman या Stuti क्योंकि फीवर 104 FM दिल्ली में मैं मॉर्निंग शो होस्ट करती हूँ और अभी जो आपको नजर आएंगी और जिनका ये हंसता हुआ नूरानी चेहरा हम सब एडमायर कर रहे हैं. I don't even need to tell you who she is. She is the one and only Dia Mirza, who's shining bright as ever. Thank you so much for doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stuti, for doing this. I think everybody in radio has been really working so hard to lift the spirit of people, to make a difference, to just brighten and fill our lives with love and compassion and empathy. So thank you. Thank you.
नहीं, बट आपको लाने की खास वजह थी बिकॉज अगर हम इस शो को बोल रहे हैं 100 आवर्स 100 स्टार्स तो एक चमकता सितारा अगर दिया नहीं हुई तो कैसे चलेगा. सो दिस इज द बिगेस्ट डिजिटल फेस्ट एवर. इट्स अ नॉन स्टॉप ट्रिब्यूट फॉर कोविड वॉरियर्स दैट गो ऑन फॉर 100 hours. And guys, for everyone who's watching us, you can see a QR code that's on your screen, so you can scan that and you must donate as generously as possible. तो ये तो हो गया है. दिया, मैं अपने घर से आपसे बात कर रही हूँ. I never thought ऐसा भी टाइम आएगा कि मतलब घर बैठे बात हो रही है. How is this lockdown phase going for you?
It's got many aspects to it, Stuti. I mean, I think every day as the situation evolves and unfolds and we recognize what's happening on the ground, you feel all kinds of things. But I think if I had to really, अगर 2 या 3 चीजें बोलना चाहूंगी कि मेरे साथ मेरे जो एहसास रहे हैं through this time, वो ये ही रहे हैं कि एक तो I feel so grateful for the privilege of having a home, being with my mother, having access to all the things that make life comfortable, while there are so many others out there who are at risk, who are fighting so hard, who are dealing with such incredible challenges. The second thing that I feel कि जो हम सब में इस बात का शायद बहुत गहराई से एहसास जगा होगा कि we take our freedom for granted too much.
Yeah. Very true.
You know, the freedom to move around, the freedom to meet people, the freedom to go to work, the freedom to just be, the freedom to just cross a road. There are so many things that, being contained, being indoors, has made us value, at least for me, for sure, just the freedom that we have. Otherwise, when life
that's
is
so true.
normal.
The gratitude that we all must have, क्योंकि पहले something as simple as just stepping out for a walk now seems like almost impossible. And
Yes.
So do you think
And
this is the new normal?
No, it's not going to be the new normal forever. we'll have to obviously gradually find ways and mechanisms and skills to deal with this, because eventually the human spirit will triumph and there will be a vaccine and things will get better. But till the time that we reach that point and we come back to some sense of semblance and normalcy, where people can go to work, and people across all stratas of society, and do what they do normally in life. I think, but I also think that this is the third part that I wanted to tell you about, is that it's been a great time for introspection.
Yeah.
And a great time to recognize how deeply linked the environment is with health. And that, I just feel so glad that I've been able to champion the cause of nature for the last 15 years, because nothing strengthens me more than the knowledge that at least, I didn't let time go by before recognizing this reality. And I know that all the work we've done and hopefully will have to continue to do, and now with even more ferocity and even more strength and even more commitment, क्योंकि अब I think सब जान चुके हैं कि जो basic चीजें होती हैं life के survival के लिए, स्वास्थ्य, health is at the top of it, right?
Yes.
And for the most part, we've kind of always thought about health as फिटनेस करो, योगा करो, मेडिटेशन करो, अच्छा खाना खाओ और हेल्थ बन जाएगी, लेकिन ये सब करना is not enough. You need clean air, you need clean water, you need access to water, you need clean food, and you need these simple things to have health, to be able to become the workforce that we are, which lifts people from all kinds of inequality. So I just, with all my heart, pray and hope that we can reduce the pressure that we've created on the environment and on the climate because of the choices we are making as human beings. We start leading simpler lives, stop being as consumerist as we've been, start finding actions that we can make on a daily basis, अपना waste segregate करना, single use plastics को मना करना, to follow a more plant-based diet और vegetarian खाना खाना, simple चीजों से खुश होना, as opposed to chasing नया क्या ले सकते हैं, क्योंकि I think
I know,
वो जो इतनी सारी चीजें हैं जो शायद हम लेकर आए हैं, इस वक्त हमको पता चला है कि उनमें से काफी चीजों का कोई actual फायदा ही नहीं है, मतलब it's all unnecessary. तो हम लोग सिंपल सब्जी दाल चावल खा के भी बड़े
yes that's very
so
true.
these are the three things that I'm feeling.
Guys, इतने beautifully just gratitude की बात दिया ने करी. That is exactly what we're also talking about. तो आपके screens पर ये जो QR code है उसे scan करके, there's a link where you can click, and that will of course direct you and help you in donating generously for our COVID warriors. तो ये तो हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं, पर इस घंटे is our time with the lovely lady here who has, I must say, you've taken it, you followed the title of Miss India Earth abhi tak, hai na? So seriously, you're doing so much, like you yourself said, about society, about the basics, water, air, with green India. These are things that are very close to your heart. अब अगर मैं थोड़ा सा tweak करूं, because हम सब lockdown में है, बंद है, और सबको अलग अलग तरीके की cravings हो रही हैं. Like I for one wake up every day with a different mood. Sometimes life is very good, and sometimes I feel like, oh my God. So any food dish that you're craving for, Diya?
Stutee, can I be honest with you? Like I feel so. My mom is the world's most amazing cook.
Okay.
And it's become like her singular purpose. So she wakes up every day with the enthusiasm कि मुझे आज अपनी बिटिया के लिए खाना बनाना है.
अरे क्या बात.
अगर शायद वो नहीं करना होता तो she would have felt different things. But that really gives her a sense of like purpose every day. It's amazing how we just need something to feel responsible for, to wake up every day and do what we have.
और माँ के हाथ का खाना तो माँ के हाथ का.
और माँ के हाथ का खाना तो दुनिया का सबसे अच्छा होता है. And the joke is that she hates cooking. And she has, during this lockdown, enjoyed cooking so much and has been cooking such delicious food, सिंपल खाना बना रहे हैं रोज घर में, you know, simple dal, sabzi, chawal, and but the flavor and just like the joy of eating her hand cooked food has just been the best. So I haven't been craving anything from the outside.
Wow,
I'm just
not
really
bad.
happy.
And I will totally believe you, क्योंकि आप जब ये describe कर रही थी your expressions तो मुझे थोड़ी भूख लग गई, but yeah, I completely.
And I'm a foodie, and I'm discovering ये नए तरीके दाल के, पालक दाल, मिक्स दाल, काली दाल, हरी मूंग की दाल, तुअर दाल, उड़द दाल, ये I was like वाह. और फिर ये सब्जियां, आज तो मतलब वेजिटेबल पुलाव बनाया मॉम ने बहुत अच्छे से. So and she says this is proper sattvic food, and I'm like yay.
So can you cook, Dia?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Did you try? Did you?
You know, it's very funny, but I could be described as the Adarsh Bharatiya Nari. You know, the kind of girl who has been raised to be able to do everything. Of course, with no pressure at home. Like nobody in the house ever said कि तुमको ये करना सीखना चाहिए. But mom would always say something very interesting to me, जो मैं कभी नहीं भूलूंगी. And whenever I have kids, whether I have a son or a daughter, I'd love to say this to them as well, because it's a very grounding reality. कि अगर खुददार बनना है, इंडिपेंडेंट बनना है, अपना सर्वाइवल and you know you need to take care of yourself. You must have certain skills.
Yeah, these are survival skills.
You should be able to cook your own food. You should be able to clean your own vessels. You should be able to wash your own clothes. You should be able to clean your house and arrange things systematically. And feel like a sense of pride with all those things. So these are things that I've been habitually done over the years. क्योंकि मैं बहुत कम उम्र में घर छोड़ के मुंबई आ गई थी यहाँ पे रहने के लिए. तो काफी साल अकेले रही, काम पर भी जाती थी, अपने अकाउंट्स भी संभालती थी, you know, other social engagements भी संभालती थी, और साथ साथ जो घर के भी काम होते थे वो सब कुछ करती थी. And it's just like a continuation of that. And I find it very amusing when I'm seeing all these videos of people like posting, doing ghar ka kaam or cooking for the first time. It's very adorable because I think there are so many new things people are discovering.
Yeah.
It's
I know. Suddenly we didn't know.
और reconnecting. आदत छूट जाती है, आप बिजी हो जाते हो, काम में मसरूफ हो जाते हो, वो जो सिंपल रोजाना जिंदगी की चीजें होती हैं वो कहीं छूट जाती हैं. तो इट्स नाइस टू सी कि सब बहुत घरेलू बन रहे हैं, ग्राउंडेड बन रहे हैं. There's no way
घर पे रह के घरेलू बन रहे हैं. हाँ.
Yeah, and they're valuing so many things, you know, like I think more people are becoming aware कि अच्छा ये लोग आते हैं हमारा वेस्ट कलेक्ट करने के लिए, ये अभी भी काम कर रहे हैं. अच्छा, ये माली ऐसे करता था, इसमें इतनी मेहनत लगती है, you know, इतने घंटे लगते हैं, इतने सारे झाड़ों पेड़ में पौधों में पानी डालने के लिए, या उनके जो सूखे पत्ते हैं फर्श से उठाने के लिए, या जो घर में इतने बर्तन होते हैं दिन में, तो अब कैसे उसको, you know, so there's so much that
unless you do it, you don't understand. जैसे हमारे घर पे अगर when your house help would be cleaning, झाड़ू पोछा, तो आप कहते थे वहाँ रह गया, वहाँ दाग रह गया. Now when you have to do it, you realize how difficult it is, how big your house is, how much time.
I'll share a funny incident. तो when I was very young, मैं 8-9 साल की थी, मुझे तो विवेक ओबरॉय actually was one of my co-actors. He used to joke about this. He would be like, because he discovered कि मुझे OCD है और मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगता है घर का काम करना, साफ सफाई करना, ये वो. तो whenever we used to do interviews promoting our film Dum, he would tell everybody कि अगर घर पे काम वाली चाहिए तो प्लीज दिया को बुला लो, वो आके कर लेगी. Anyway, the joke goes back to when I was 9 and 10. जब मैं छोटी सी थी, तो बहुत बड़ा घर था, लेकिन सामने का आंगन, बीच का आंगन, पीछे का आंगन, तो उसको झाड़ना, it used to take a lot of energy. Anyway, तो कभी कभार ऐसे होता था कि मॉम डैड काम पे गए हैं, घर पे वापस लौट के आए हैं, और they would walk into the house and say, आज दीयू ने घर साफ किया होगा, क्योंकि वो पता चल जाता था.
Wow, not bad.
Yeah. So I've been earning my stripes.
सर्व गुण संपन्न So what's your lockdown routine like? What time do you wake up? What all do you do?
See, it's been so in the for the first 25-30 days I was very, very good. Like I would just, no matter what happened, I would shut my computer down by 9 o'clock, eat my meal early, watch a little bit of something, and then or read a book and crash early and wake up early. But in the last 2 weeks it's been not like that, because there's just been a lot of demand for our time, and rightfully so. I mean, अगर अभी हम नहीं करेंगे तो कब करेंगे, So my routine has basically been waking up in the morning, doing your basic morning routine. So after I shower, I clean my bathroom, so that gets done.
Every day,
every day, clean the bathroom. Okay. And I have OCD, Stutee, that doesn't go away. So the house,
lockdown or no lockdown, bathroom to clean hoga.
Yeah, everything will be cleaned the way it has always been cleaned. Okay. So there is no area of the house that has been neglected, right? Okay. But yeah, sometimes I have to say, अच्छा ठीक है, deep cleaning अभी ये हफ्ते नहीं करेंगे, vacuuming 10 दिन बाद कर लेंगे. तो ये छोटी छोटी चीजें वो थोड़ी साइड पे रहे. झाड़ू को पानी डालना, अपना बेड बनाना, अपना रूम साफ करना, फिर मैं योगा कर लेती हूँ, मेडिटेशन कर लेती हूँ. I usually do my yoga and meditation after my bath, because I like to kind of be whatever. So I don't know if everybody else does it, but I do. Then by the time I'm done with all of this, it's like 11:30, 12. Then I have to, then I do work calls, I do whatever, like follow-ups on meetings, and whatever work has been planned for the day, just do all of that, or communicate with writers if that is happening. Then I have lunch with mom at 2. And then wash dishes. So the post-lunch dishes are my responsibility.
Okay.
I fill water bottles. Then there's lots of elderly.
Okay, I need to just soak this in. हम सबको डांट पड़ती है कि खाली बॉटल फ्रिज में नहीं रखनी. दिया मिर्जा अपने बॉटल्स खुद भरती हैं.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And then there's lots of elderly people in the building. तो वो एक parallel track चलता ही रहता है कि किसी को कोई essentials चाहिए, किसी को hearing aid के बैटरी चाहिए, किसी को कुछ और चाहिए, तो organizing that, घर के भी सामान मंगवाने पड़ते हैं. Obviously it's not, अभी तो हमारे गेट के बाहर पूरा सड़क खुदा हुआ है, तो we can't even drive out to go and get essentials. So we've kind of figured out a system where तो वो 10 कॉल आते हैं कि ये ऐसे ऐसे, तो वो coordination में. Isn't it funny? I don't know whether you've noticed it, but I've been feeling it a lot. आप कोई भी काम करने बैठ जाओ, it's like a black hole. It just like takes you in. I'm like, यार, कल मैं computer में बैठी to finally answer emails. I had 150 emails, and the OCD me was like 150 emails. I piled up in my
read everything.
Everything. 7 घंटे उसमें ही निकल गए. And I was like, hey भगवान, I'm going to go crazy doing this.
Yeah. So झाड़ू, पोछा, बर्तन, bathroom साफ, which is the one thing you hate doing actually? Is there anything that you prefer not to do?
No, I enjoy it all. I just feel, I enjoy it all. It's just that on some days I don't feel like doing any of it.
That's normal. Welcome to our world, dear. That's exactly how we feel all the time.
No, there are days, and especially when I'm very like inundated with requests, with like stuff that I need to film, and I'm doing everything myself. There's nobody here to assist me, setting up the camera, the light, checking the internet, then understanding the copy, the information, then kind of delivering it, hair karo, makeup karo, ye karo. And you're like, okay, on days like that, you feel, I wish I didn't have to do everything else. But it's okay. I mean,
I
don't have a choice.
Yeah, you spoke about hair and makeup, and I have to ask you, because there's so many people who are saying parlors should be essential services. People want a haircut, they want to go to a salon. आपको कुछ ऐसे withdrawal symptoms हो रहे हैं?
Yeah, these are all problems of the first world.
That's also true. That's also very true.
Yeah, I'm like, relax. It's okay. Parlor खुल जाएगा, बाल color हो जाएंगे. अभी अगर नहीं हो रहे, अभी तो नहीं हो रहे हैं, अब क्या करें?
I like how Dia is explaining it. क्या करें? I know We're all slowly getting adjusted to this. Okay. Now, आपने अभी तक जो हमें अपने बारे में बताया, which is the reason we are having this 100 hours, 100 stars, to get to know our stars better. And there's so many things you told me about you that we didn't know already. कुछ आप मैं जिस पोजीशन से आपको देख रही हूँ, आपके सर पे एक जोत जल रही है दिया. आप काम करते हो, सफाइयाँ करते हो, आप इतना कुछ कर रहे हो. Is there anything which is gadbad, which is slightly like us that we can relate to? Do you have like an obsession with something that you would want to change in yourself? Or...
I said OCD 5 times. Isn't that like?
But that's helping you only.
Yeah, it may. See, you know, it may seem like a good thing to be productive and to have purpose and fill your time with work that it has meaning. But that is not always a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, there are moments where I feel, यार अच्छा होता अगर मुझे भी थोड़ा समय मिल जाता to do nothing. You know, where I also get the opportunity to, I don't know, reflect on the year gone by, deal with whatever I had to deal with, do nothing, watch a movie, read a book, paint a little bit, you know, write a little bit, just sit by my window and stare into nothingness and enjoy the bird song. I feel that too. So it's not like, I mean, नाम तो दिया रख दिया मॉम ने तो गड़बड़ हो गई, लेकिन अब क्या करे? I'm telling you, I've been talking to my most enterprising friends, and for people who are workhorses, who are driven, who are always doing something, even in this time, they have found a way to continue to do all of that. But we all equally feel the need to say, to maybe step back a little bit and maybe slow down a little bit and not, I have, you know, मेरी empathy levels I think sometimes are like exhausting even for me. Because I find it very hard to say no to help someone. And everybody needs help right now.
Yeah.
So everything has its own challenges. Now there's no perfection in any sphere.
Absolutely. No, but we are glad you are the way you are, Diya, and there's no way I can end this conversation without telling you how much I enjoyed you in the film Thappad. So I also reviewed films, and it was a small role, but it was an important role, and you played it, like you said, I think with as much empathy as you have in real life. Wohi aap sensitivity on screen bhi leke aayi thi. Tell us a little about that and what films are in store. When do we see you brighten up our screens, whether the big screen or the laptop screen?
Well, last year was a very, very interesting year for me as an artist, Stutee. I got the opportunity to be a part of Kafir, which was a life-changing experience.
Yes.
I don't think I've had the opportunity to play a part that has kind of dipped into my humanity at such a deep level. You know, it's a story that really changed me in so many ways and helped me grow as an individual. And I think as an artist, that is your aspiration, you know, to be able to be a part of narratives that shape your understanding of life, lift you a little more, give you more strength, give you more vulnerability, give you things that you didn't have enough of. Or if you did, then just find the coping mechanisms to deal with it. Because that's the beauty of playing parts, you know, becoming different people and embodying new stories. And it was the same for Thappad. When Anubhav Sinha narrated the one line of the subject to me, the first thing that I felt was, thank God ki koi ye kahani bana bhi raha hai. You know, and he's also found such a astute observation of life, and the way he connects his audience with the characters and the narrative and the subtlety with which he does it and the humanity with which he's doing it is really, really amazing. And then, of course, it had such a glorious cast of great artists who were, you know, who came to the story with their own interpretations and understanding of life and brought that to the narrative as well. I feel बहुत कम बार ऐसी खूबसूरत जुगलबंदी होती है, you know, जहाँ पे
That's a nice
सब
word.
कुछ
Yeah.
एक खूबसूरती से, like a song, like a beautiful melody, just fits perfectly. I'm very proud of Thappad, and I'm very grateful that it's going to be releasing on Amazon Prime on the 1st of May, and more people will get to watch it. But it's one of those films that people thank you for being a part of, that really speaks to them, calls out to them, has made a difference in their lives. And Taapsee is a firebrand, you know. It's just, as a colleague, as somebody who's watched her from the time of Pink, and Shujit Sarkar is another director who I've worked with and I love and admire. And you know, when I saw Pink, I was like, what a film. But to just see her journey as an artist also, and to see the kind of choices she's making and the things that she really cares for, it's just so wonderful. So wonderful. I'm very proud of her.
Of course, and we absolutely loved it. So any new projects, koi films, koi shows?
I signed stuff, and then there was obviously, like, I'm producing as well, so I've set up my company and a new company, so there was work happening with that. So all of that is being carried forward. So all the creative work that we can do while we stay home, we're continuing to do. I'm reading scripts. The films that I'd said yes to, obviously now are like indefinitely
postponed.
Shoots are postponed till whenever we know we can go back to work. So yeah, I guess with time we'll discover when we can actually go back as an industry to work, because just like every other industry, our industry has also been hit very hard. There are daily wage workers here as well. So we're all actually trying to figure out systems and means and ways to help even people within the community and the industry.
You know, Diya, I really, really enjoyed this conversation with you. It was such a freewheeling chat, and you, as always, speak from the heart. क्योंकि हम एक radio station है, और खुशी में, गम में, दुख में, we turn to music. तो कोई जो आप, you know, which either currently is your earworm, your all-time favorite, then you'd like to hum for us a little, because I know you sing beautifully. If you could do that.
Hey, what rubbish! I don't sing beautifully. Okay? This is like a con job. You guys always con me into singing.
But you do such a good job. We wouldn't have said it otherwise.
No, Besura, I am rubbish. I mean, now though, after hearing so many actors sing so well, I can barely manage a tune. But there are lots of songs. Because people love Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein so much, and they connect so deeply with that film. I'll sing something from there.
Arre वाह, क्या
यूं ही बरस बरस काली घटा बरसे, हम यार भीग जाए इस चाहत की बारिश में, मेरी खुली खुली लटों को सुलझाए तू अपनी उंगलियों से, मैं तो हूँ इसी ख्वाहिश में. बस
क्या बात है.
जरा
I play Zara for sure, but Zara ने बहुत मजा आया दिया, you know, जितना भी आपने ये गाना गाया, and I'm glad you chose this one because people absolutely love it. This is the song, I think, the most requested song on radio. Everyone loves it, and thank you for doing this. You know, I keep repeating myself, but if you've just joined us, you of course know.
Thank you. Please donate with all your heart. No amount is too much. No amount is too little. I think hum sab, and I know that right now there are appeals for donations across the board, and everybody is trying to do their bit. But bit by bit, every bit counts. So please contribute to this cause. And thank you, Stutee, and thank you, Fever FM, for again just connecting lives and making the difference that you are. Please continue to continue to spread the love and the compassion and the humanity that I think the world needs more of now, more than ever before.
Thank you. It was an absolute pleasure, Diya.
Thank you.